everyone, I'm Keisha Charmaine and I'm back, and I'm here to talk about the 3 things I've learned from being a YouTuber. I saw someone else, I can't think of who at the moment, but I saw someone make this video and I decided that I think that I want to do it too. And I decided to just come as I am because I haven't been in the mood to, get dolled up and stuff. And this kind of reminds me of how I used to YouTube back in the day when I first started, back when I had like 15 followers. And before I was like into makeup as much as I am now. But yeah, so I just have on some lip gloss and that's it, and my glasses, and it's pretty much how I used to YouTube all the time back in the day. So it's kind of appropriate for the video, I think. 3 things I've learned from being on YouTube. So the first thing that I learned is that you can't be a people pleaser. That's something that I learned from YouTube, and naturally I applied to the rest of my life. When you are constantly seeking other people's approval, you're either, one, not going to get everyone's approval, or 2, you're going to disappoint yourself being inauthentic. And that's something I learned from being on YouTube, just by simply like voicing my opinions on certain topics. I'm not just a hair vlogger here on YouTube. I'm more than my hair. My hair may be here today and it may be gone tomorrow. So I'm not trying to say I'm trying to cut my hair. Don't get it twisted. This is not going anywhere anytime soon, okay? But I'm just saying, like, regardless of if this is on my head or not, I'm still going to be me, and I'm going to be a strong-minded individual, very opinionated, flawed, imperfect, and I'm growing, and I like to, have discourse with people to grow, and that's how you grow. You have conversations, and you form your opinions and things like that. And a lot of the times it like really bothers me when I see stuff like, okay, for instance, The Real, the TV show The Real. I thought the whole point of that show was for the women to, feel free to express their opinions on certain things. But I noticed, and this is one of the reasons why I stopped watching the show, I noticed that when they discuss certain topics, they try to be so PC, and they try to be so like neutral, and they just try not to ruffle feathers when it comes to certain topics, I noticed, and that's like fake. So I stopped watching that show. But I mean, I do try to be PC because to an extent, because I do care about people's feelings. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. I want to be considerate and things like that. But there's a line, between being a people pleaser and being considerate of other people. And yeah, so that's something I've learned on YouTube, and I've learned that it's important to be as authentic as you can be. And yeah, that's one thing. Another thing that I learned on YouTube, like, this was pretty big. I learned that I can be independent. Like, I can be an entrepreneur. I can be, my own boss. And I mean, I learned it not necessarily on YouTube, but okay, let me backtrack a bit. So my previous job, I was working as a mental health worker, and the job was so cool. It was my first full-time job, and prior to that I had been doing been working like multiple jobs at a time, or one part-time job, and just ever since I graduated college, like I was job bouncing around. I was in this pretty much the same field, but I was bouncing around. And my last job was as a mental health worker. Basically, I was like a counselor for people with mental illness, high functioning. We didn't like to use that term, high functioning, in that facility because it was kind of limiting to an extent, psychologically. I'm not gonna get into that, but in that position, I work with people who, you would see walking down the street all the time and you would never think that they had a mental illness. I also work with people who you probably thought, something's not all the way there with that individual. And just working with them, it was really, really cool. It was such a big learning experience for me, such a big growth experience for me. So I'll always appreciate having that job, but at the same time, like, I felt like it was really hard on me physically. I started getting sick. I mean, I already had like a certain situation with my health, but when I started working there, I felt it got worse. And I did so many things to try to combat that health situation. So I stopped using the microwave for a while because I was advised that that may help. Stop microwaving your food. I stopped doing that. I stopped eating meat for a while. What else did I do? I started exercising more. And I was getting sick. And I used up all of my vacation days, my sick days, my pay time off, all of that. I used it up like within a couple months, a few months, like maybe like 6 months. And I was just like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. Like, I look like a horrible employee. Like, I can't. And then I experienced something pretty traumatic in my life. That was not long after my birthday. And after that experience, I was really depressed and I just couldn't go to work and I had to quit. And I'm like, okay, I have bills that I need to pay. How am I gonna do this? I mean, I was already making money on YouTube, but look at my numbers. Like, I'm not, I can't live off of my YouTube check. Like, what am I gonna do? I was already I was already selling like lock jewelry and homemade accessories and things, but that's not enough. That's not enough. And I just started writing, and I said, I have to write this book. I started writing about my own experiences with self-love and confidence and my own struggles, and what I found helps me pick myself up at the time and like in the past, and what I've learned, and like just saying that's right now. I know I look crazy, but like it makes me feel like 10 feet tall, that like I was able to write a book. It's just, I feel like it's so much wisdom. I mean, I'm only 25 years old, sometimes people tell me, oh, Keisha, you look like you got it all together. I mean, it kind of makes me feel away when people say that, because how am I possibly presenting that I have it all together? Like, how is that the presentation that I'm giving off? Like, it's kind of crazy to me, because I know the truth and I don't have it all together. I'm only 25. How is that possible? No one has it all together. I would love to meet somebody who really has it all together and really pick their brain and see where they don't have it all together, because we're human beings. Come on. But yeah, so this book, I'm so proud of it. It's not completely finished, however, it's almost there. I'll probably have it for sale in January, February, or March. I'm not quite sure yet, but I will let you all know. I'll keep you all updated. And so the book is half about a self-love journey and half about a lock journey, of course, like how to maintain your locks and things like that. Because I realized I have hundreds and hundreds of videos on YouTube. It's really difficult for you to navigate through my page looking for what it is that you want. But having this booklet on hand, you know, look at the table of contents, table of contents, and, you know, see whatever it is you need, go to the page and hear my advice like that. So read my advice like that, so it'll be easier than, you know, just searching through YouTube. So I'll have this book for you guys really, really soon. And yeah, so I'll have more updates on that. But yes, YouTube told me that I can be my own boss. So that's what I've been doing ever since I left that position. I've been working on different opportunities, trying to expand, you know, and YouTube and my lock jewelry and my book that's pretty much what I've been doing, and it's growing, and I'm like really, 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 really proud of myself to see where I started and see where I'm going, and, you know, it's on and upward from here. So that's the second thing I've learned from being a YouTuber. And last but not least, I've learned that life involves so much performing, and it's like, so, you know, when you're on YouTube or even on social media in general, like, you have a presentation, like you have a way, you have like a you're able to create a representative of yourself, and that can be whoever you want it to be, and that's really powerful. But at the same time, it can be really detrimental, because kind of like I said earlier, people have a certain expectation of you because of what they see, and then, you know, a little bit of truth comes out and then they're completely disappointed. And well, that sucks in a couple ways. Like, it sucks, like, one, they shouldn't have you on such a high pedestal, you know, you're human. And two, it sucks because then people think that they know you, and like, they really don't. Like, all they know is the 10 minutes that they put on every week, or the couple pictures that they post every week, and that's not you. That's just what you choose to show. And I think that it's important to keep that in mind when you're dealing with, you know, online personalities, or like celebrities, especially with celebrities, because their, you know, their platform is larger. It's really important to keep that in mind. So, like, you judge them less. And that's one thing I learned on YouTube. So I've learned to be less judgmental of people, because I understand firsthand what it's like to be judged. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's 3 things I've learned. But I think I have like a bonus I want to discuss. I've learned that sometimes you have to create opportunities for yourself. You can't just wait for someone to hand you anything, because you can be waiting for a lifetime. Opportunity is not always going to come knocking. Sometimes you have to build it yourself. And for a while, like, I have so much content on my YouTube channel, and at first I was kind of like, okay, maybe if I just upload so many videos, like, the law of averages, right? Like, I'm gonna have a greater chance of getting discovered or something. And I guess that kind of makes sense to an extent, but at the end of the day, like, did I get discovered? Did that method work for me? No. The only times I've gotten, well, that's not true. I did get discovered one time for Dark and Lovely, that one time. Okay, but that was one time. my opportunities that I've gotten, received, I actively sought out or created myself. And sometimes that's what you need. That's what you need to do. I learned, so basically, in a way, I learned to be more assertive. Yeah. I think that's it. Thanks for accepting me without any makeup on at all. My glasses, lighting, I have no lighting right now. It's raining outside, so the window's not really showing any light, and I have some light on in my room behind me, but yeah. Why am I sniffling? I don't even have a cold. I just don't feel well, you know, lady stuff, but TMI. So stay tuned. I will have more videos for you, not as frequently as in the past, because I am, you know, trying to get this book completed. But yeah, More Than a Hair Journey coming soon. Make sure that you hit thumbs up if you like this video. Leave me a comment below, subscribe, and share. And follow me on Instagram at KalidaDoesThat, and follow my shop's Instagram at LoveLightLocks. Check out my personal website, KeishaCharmaine.com, and shop for lock accessories at my store, lovelightLocks.storeenvy.com. And thanks for watching. Love, light, and lock.